Hey everybody, it is Don Brockman's birthday. Donnie, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Hey guys, I'm going to be 67 years old, and can you believe it? I've made it past 50 and I'm still here.
I can't
Anyways,
believe it.
love you guys. Love all the support in the sport fishing world, and it's just been great having lunch here with my good friend Philip Friedman.
Oh my God.
Get on there and subscribe, guys. You can only get the best dope going on in Orange County and LA and San Diego on philfreeman.com.
I didn't think you were going to give me a plug. Thank you, man. James, what do you
Hey,
say?
happy birthday, Don. Happy birthday. Many more.
All right, thank you, Donnie.
God bless. Thank you.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to an absolutely pristine and gorgeous morning here. Wednesday morning in Southern California in Surfside, California, sandwiched between Huntington Beach and Seal Beach. It is beautiful. I mean, really, really gorgeous. It kind of belies the fact that we're going to get some wind offshore in the area where the bluefin tuna has been taken and other areas, and then that wind's going to blow until about Friday when we have a gorgeous weekend forecast for you also. If you're going tuna fishing this weekend, it looks like it's going to be perfect. Continued great bluefin tuna fishing here in Southern California. If you're coming to us from some other part of the world, this is world-class fishing here in Southern California. San Diego-based landings all the way up to at least Marina del Rey, sometimes the Channel Islands, and sometimes up to Fort Bragg, California. It has been a phenomenal couple of years, and this year in particular has been a really good one. We're going to talk a little bit about the Red Rooster III at Cedros Island yesterday. That's right, they offloaded their passengers onto pongas, and they got to fish for yellowtail. It is great whale season, everybody. It's a great way to get your family involved in the ocean and the beauties that await you out there. It is really a special time. There's been quite a few early grays this year. We'll talk just a little bit about that so you can experience that tonight. The Danny Cadota Show is live. Danny will be, of course, conveying some of his wisdom throughout the years that he's been able to gain and get you more fish. And Danny says this season is a long way from being over. I will tell you that. He'll also take you down memory lane. If you want to talk about some old captains or anything like that, you can do that. And as you saw in the lead-in, it is Don Brockman's birthday. Happy birthday, Donnie. Man, I'll tell you, I spent some time with Donnie yesterday, and those were special moments. James Marcial was there. James, thank you for making that happen. Thank you for your kindness and generosity. And Don Brockman, I mean, he's one of the guys that has made sport fishing a reality here in Southern California. Oh, yeah, we've got a podcast planned with Donnie. It's going to be in December, but man, that is going to be a lot of fun. So many great memories, and happy birthday, my dear friend. All right, let's get into it with you. Hit that like button if you don't mind. Share these videos with a friend. And of course, we love it when you subscribe to Friedman Adventures right here on YouTube. But you can also catch us on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, where we have amassed, all thanks to you, over 10 million views. Over 4 million views right here on our YouTube channel. 3.5 million views on one TikTok post. And we have really, really started to gain momentum, and we owe that all to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for sharing all of this with everybody else. All right, let's get into it with you all. The Red Rooster III went into Cedros Island, offloaded their passengers yesterday onto pongas where they fished around Cedros. It was pretty slow on the yellowtail, very slow. But still, I love that whole interchange where the boats go in there and you participate with the pongeros and everybody is happy. Scott Buchert was there yesterday. He said he absolutely loved it. Incidentally, $200 and you're on a ponga from, I think it was 6 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon. So you got a long day out there. And on a day when those yellows are biting, you could really put the wood to them. He said they caught some bonita and rockfish and calico bass, but he said nothing wide open. But still, enjoyed the experience. Incidentally, Scott said they're getting pounded with some weather coming up the Baja Coast right now. And as I told Scott, don't worry about it. It starts out like that, then it gets worse. It's going to blow, Scott. So you're going to be coming up into a little bit of weather, it sounds like. But a really great trip on the Red Rooster III. They were down at the Ridge, Alijos Rock, San Pablo Bay, several other areas for yellowfin tuna and wahoo and yellowtail. Same thing over there on the Independence. They've been having a great trip. Royal Polaris has had some great trips. It's been good down there in that neck of the woods. And of course, we have an 8-day trip next year on the Independence. That is going to be a special trip. I hope you'll be able to join us November the 18th to November the 26th. Thanksgiving is on November the 28th. In case you're wondering, so 2 days before Thanksgiving, you show up with all kinds of delicious fish and a memory that will last you a lifetime. And as you can see, it's a great time of the year to be doing that. So we hope we see you for next year's trip. All right, let's get in to our local bluefin tuna and yellowfin tuna bite. It has been spectacular. There's a lot of fish, and they continue to bite with some ferocity as Valentino makes his appearance on the Friedman Adventures morning briefing. There he is. Good morning, Valentino. All right, so really great fishing. The greatest fish anywhere from 25 to 100 pounds, sometimes even bigger than that when you get a piece of it at night. As I told you, though, we're going to have some wind and some weather, and that is probably going to put the bite down for a day, but we'll see. I'm guessing until probably the weekend when it gets gorgeous once again. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all looking fantastic. So let me give you a couple scores to get you up to date. Aztec limits of bluefin tuna, 14 guys, 84 bluefin, a yellowfin tuna on a 3-day trip. New Loan 3-day trip, 16 guys, limits of bluefin tuna with 96 bluefin tuna. The Freedom out of 22nd Street Landing ran a trip. And man, I'll tell you what, Gary, who ran the boat, Gary Woodrum, great kid, awesome captain. Gary, keep up the fantastic work out of 22nd Street. Man, he said, we saw a lot of fish, but they just didn't want to get on the bite, and that happens from time to time. Now we'll get this weather, but this weekend, if the Freedom is going, you could not be in more capable hands than Trevor and Gary. They do a great job, those two captains. They still had 22 bluefin, 13 yellowfin, so I don't know what the heck's wrong with that. That's still pretty darn good. And here in November, it's a fantastic thing to witness. Legend 2-day trip down there out of H&M Landing. 21 guys, 84 bluefin tuna, 1 yellowfin tuna. The Fury, Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. They had 58 bluefin tuna. And the Pacific Queen, 42 bluefin, 3 yellowfin. That's a day and a half for 28 anglers. Still some pretty darn good fishing indeed. Now, remember, vary your tackle. A lot of time that's these long drifts, which we call plunker bites. 1 or 2 fish going, maybe 3, maybe 6, maybe dry for a while like that. So the guys that are getting better, the guys that are doing everything right, and that means dropping your fluorocarbon down if you have to. Sometimes the 25, most of the time you don't want to get below 30 on this grade of fish. And then when they fire up and they act like they want to bite, you can go up to 40 pound, even heavier than that. So you need that, I want to say, 25 to 60 pound fluoro right in that neck of the woods. Also, hook size is very, very important. Sometimes you'll drop down to a number 4 circle hook, and sometimes bigger than that. Considering that the bait in San Diego still remains pretty small, you want to go probably with some smaller hooks. However, that's something that could change every single day. You go down there and it's been small bait for a week, and all of a sudden you got these big toad deans that you're fishing with. So hook sizes, you need to have a variety of that. In terms of your nighttime fishing, if you're going to be doing nighttime fishing, as we come out of all this wind, you're going to be 300 to 500 gram jigs for the most part, 100 to 130 pound spectra, 200 pound leader material. Drop when the captain says to drop. I mean, drop immediately and know the depth of your lure with colored line that changes color every 100 feet. Those things are all essential in terms of getting a bite. And what have I left out? What have you heard until you're ready to throw up all season long? Yes, choose a good hot bait, change that bait regularly. I know you're sick of it, but you know, there's new people coming to the channel all the time, so we've got to emphasize how important that is. I've seen guys who spend a lot of time trying to get the hottest bait they can, and they finally find it, and they pick it up, and it ends up on the deck. And, you know, when that happens, that bait is bye-bye. they'll go and try to pick it up and use it. Once the bait hits the deck, it's lost some scales, it's done. Just toss it overboard and go back to trying to find a good hot bait. That is such an important part of this game. If you've ever watched a captain come down from the wheelhouse, come down on deck, just watched him, what he does. He goes to the bait well and spends an inordinate amount of time searching out that hot bait, chooses that bait. Everybody else is standing there. He makes a cast, hangs a fish, and hands it to a passenger. That is how you get bit. That changing your bait is so very important. Some of those smaller jigs, the shiny jigs, are also very, very important. You want to go with a Daiwa Zakana lure, 100 to 150 grams are really, really good. And with that, you can fish 50 or 60 pound, go up in the bow, make a cast. When you're in a stop, let it sink. Sometimes you'll get bit on the sink, other times on the retrieve. But what is great about it is that you have that fish on heavier line, and that gives you a chance. Remember, the longer you're on them, the more that can go wrong. So you definitely want to have some heavy line if at all possible. And 50 and 60 pound gives you a real advantage when you're fishing for bluefin tuna. So keep that in mind. It's so very important. It gives you a huge advantage on these fish. So our weather's going to get a little sloppy here. I can feel a little bit of a breeze, not much. And the ocean looks absolutely gorgeous in Flat Calm. If you're fishing locally today, you're going to have some fun. And it's a beautiful, beautiful day. But offshore, we're going to get some wind up in the Channel Islands. We're going to get a little bit of that also. I did want to mention to you that Dana Wharf Whale Watch. They do whale watching at Dana Wharf. They do such a fabulous job. Donna, good morning to you. Keep up the great work at Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. You know, we did a lobster trip last year with those guys out of Dana Wharf, and it was so much fun. And to be honest with you, when I was taking off to go on, I'm like, oh, lobster, you know, come on, hoop netting. I did it as a kid for crabs with those star traps. But, you know, I was just like, but the crew was so nice, and it was so much fun. And you got to take home some $50 a pound spiny lobsters. I don't know how you can beat it. It's so much fun. Back to the whale watch. They've been seeing grays out of Dana Wharf Whale Watch, so keep that in mind. You're going to have professional crews that treat you right, that get your kids and family up to date and educated on the largest and longest mammalian migration. I'll get it out. Just give me a second. It's about 10,000 miles to go from the Bering Sea down to the warm water lagoons of Baja California. It's fascinating. It's fun. You should check it out for sure down there at Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. All right, back to our fishing situation. And let's talk about islands. Not a whole lot going on. You know, I could start at the Coronado Islands. Not many guys are fishing. Deep water cod fishing around there. Mostly the 9 Mile Bank has been good. As you move up Clemente, not many people looking at it. They're all offshore fishing bluefin and yellowfin here as we move up on Thanksgiving 2023. Up at Catalina Island, not too bad. I know the Freelance has been over there here recently, and they've been doing pretty well on calico bass and bonita. They see a few yellows every once in a while, catch one or two. It's those combo trips that have been a lot of fun also. And I'm talking about trips that leave around 12 noon. Gale Force has been doing a lot of that. Sport King's been doing it. Triton, I know there's other guys that do it, but they leave at noon, catch a bunch of whitefish, catch some rockfish, and then hoop net at Catalina Island. And that is a lot of fun. Don't forget 10% off your hoop net by going to promarahi.com or Big Fish Bait and Tackle in Seal Beach. They'll give you 10% off, and there's still a long ways to go in this lobster season. Great fishing up there in the Channel Islands as they're putting the wood to them on the Aloha Spirit yesterday. They had fantastic whitefish and sheepshead just loading up on those delectable, delicious, colorful bottom fish. It's really, really fun. So sheepshead and whitefish. And then the gentlemen, they were fishing deep water cod up there in that neck of the woods, and it is fantastic. Catch some nice quality fish, and it has been fabulous. Incidentally, speaking of fishing up there in that neck of the woods, Ventura Harbor Sport Fishing numero uno. You can't get it any better. Their customer service is beyond belief, and their fishing expertise. Tucker McCombs on board the Endeavor. He has some open party trips, by the way, right now that you can get on, and that's a hard boat to get on. Cody Rogers, Island Spirit, fishing local up there. He's going to have a beautiful weekend to fish. I would definitely want to do that. Steve Virtue the California, which is the old Matt Walsh. Those guys up there really do it right. 805 676 3474. If you want to get in on some great rock fishing, this weekend looks like it's going to be beautiful after we go through this wind event that we have on our hands. On the local situations, we're seeing some really excellent rock fishing just about everywhere we look. Look down there in San Diego, the Dolphin, good rock fishing for them. Sea Watch out of Seaforth with good rock fishing. We see all kinds of excellent fishing going on up and down the coast. Freelance has been in on it. All the boys have been in on it before I leave somebody out. Monte Carlo, 22nd Street Landing, big, beautiful, comfortable rig. I love that boat. 22nd Street, that all kinds of white fish. It has been really, really good. In the surf, we continue to catch some corvina in the shore water here. We also have been seeing a few halibut up until now, which is great, and also pretty good yellowfin croaker fishing and some pretty good spotfin croaker down by Anderson and Pacific Coast Highway, where you'll see that big tower fishing bait. That's how you want to fish for those spotfin. But I saw a bucket full of those little devils the other day, and that looked pretty darn good. Once again, remember, when you're fishing those corvina, they are discriminating feeders, so you want to drop that line down to 6 pound. Guys like Nolian Jr. is an exceptional fisherman. He's fishing 2 pounds sometimes. You'll get bit, I'll tell you that, and you'll have a lot of fun. No question about it. And if you need any surf fishing gear or bluefin tuna gear or all the baits that will make your day complete, go to Big Fish Bait and Tackle right there on the corner of Pacific Coast Highway and Seal Beach Boulevard. They have everything you'll need to make your little heart happy. And of course, they have great certificates, gift certificates that you'll be able to purchase and give to somebody for Christmas. So Big Fish Bait and Tackle in Seal Beach, California. I highly recommend you check that out. This Saturday, All Souls Cemetery in Long Beach, California. The Eddie Leland Memorial will be taking place from 4 in the afternoon until 8 p.m. There will be an open mic there. The family is providing food for you. So if you'd like to come by and pay your respects to Eddie and the family, I would love to shake your hand and say hello to each and every one of you, and perhaps share some great Eddie Leland stories, because his memory will live forever in the hearts and souls of the people that knew him well. And perhaps if you didn't know Eddie well, when you hear a few of these stories, it'll start something in your heart also. Great guy that we dearly miss, our brother, very, very much. And we remember him this Saturday, All Souls Cemetery in Long Beach, California, 4 until 8 p.m. I will see you then. Don't forget December the 2nd. Make your reservation now. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's our Christmas party at the Redondo Beach Rod and Gun Club. All you have to do is send me a text. I'll reserve your spot, fill you in on the details. A lot of you have already signed up. That is going to be a fun and festive day. I'm praying that either Greg Bates or Scott Buchert will be an elf at this glorious and wonderful event. Wouldn't that be something really special? There'll be great food, great people, great times, and a great way to bring in the Christmas spirit. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, my friends, hope you are having a truly wonderful day. It is gorgeous. Remember, we do have some wind on the horizon. Red Rooster 3 is coming up and beating their brains out right now, and we're going to get some wind in the tuna zone, but man, it goes right back to gorgeous, flat, calm here this weekend. As always, it's a pleasure to spend some time with you, and you know, I hope to see you really, really soon, perhaps this Saturday. Take care, my friends.